we're going to start with patch notes. This is the Rena patch. Again, this is the patch I'm able to show you guys all weekend. The patch comes out on Tuesday, the 22nd. And it is Rena, Legacy, all this stuff. So, Rena, if you guys haven't seen Rena, I uploaded a Rena gameplay on YouTube this morning. You guys can go watch that. I explain her kit in there. I'll give you a brief rundown on her kit. Basically, Rena's passive is that she can hover. That's one of her passives. Her other passive is that every time something dies near her, it can leave behind essence. Essence upgrades her abilities. Her Q is A Soul E. You guys are familiar with League of Legends. It's literally 1-to-1 Aurelion Soul E. You throw down an orb, it has a gravity effect. It'll execute people if they're low enough. That execute threshold gets larger with how many stacks you have on your passive. Her E, you fly up, then you throw a projectile. The projectile does damage, and it mesmerizes enemies. Her right click, she spins her staff. She tosses some waves. The number of waves increases with how much essence you have. This is your main damage tool / wave clear tool. And then her ultimate, she teleports, and then she uses kind of Gideon ultimate. She has a big circle that does tick damage, does more damage to low health enemies, and it gets more ticks based on your passive. Her augments, so she has this one where her Q doesn't execute, but allies get lifesteal off of it. Is pretty solid. What does Mesmerize do? It's kind of like a taunt. It just makes you walk towards whoever mesmed you. You walk towards them, and you can't do anything else. This one is really good. For her right click, you just get a shield whenever you press right click. Really good, low cooldown. And then the last one is whenever she picks up essence, she gains gold and restores missing health and mana. The gold gain on this does not matter at all. This could be taken off and it doesn't matter. This is low-key pretty good. I've played against this a couple times. Low-key, the lane sustain that you get off of this is kind of cracked. Rena gets some skins. We get Iggy. We get the Phoenix Iggy skin. It's a legendary skin, so it has its own VFX, sound effects, stuff like that. We get this Sparrow skin. And then we get a couple of Summer Fun skins that are actually like pretty good. We get Yuri. And we get Rena. And I think both of these are actually pretty good skins. Terra gets like a recolor, very cool. Shadow Ops VFX bundle, very cool. Legacy mode, again, I uploaded a video of me playing on Legacy. You guys can go watch it. It's basically just the Paragon map, no harvesters, no travel mode. Yeah, it's basically just the old Paragon map. What else is in here? Oh, this is stuff. Nitro is still around. Audio improvements. What did we get? Link sound upgraded. Cool. I like that. Okay. Main menu got changed. Rank changes. Ranked is finally fully 24/7 permanent. Just permanently 24/7 now. Very cool. Balance changes. Whoa, hold up. Hold up. Low-key, best change of the patch. I did not know this was in here. Dawnside no longer has the final ban. That means first pick is first ban, guys. It means Duskside no longer needs to have a 45% win rate. Holy cow. Ranked is even. That is crazy that it took us 2 months to fix this, by the way, but that's sure. Argus gets a buff. They buffed his Mana Catalyst augment, which I think is low-key pretty good. I actually think this augment is pretty solid. And they buffed his Q cooldown by 1 second, but still, 1 second is 1 second. Boris, damage reduction from his E goes up, which is crazy to me. I think this character is like decent at the moment. I'm surprised they're buffing him, and then they buff his ult damage a little bit. Countess, added to offlane recommended heroes. Crazy. Best offlaner in the game for the last 2 months is now an offlaner. Who would have guessed? Passive nerfed by 1%, and then her Blade Siphon gets a little bit more damage to monsters. They're just trying to make her a little bit less good in off lane and a little bit better in the jungle. Sure, like that's fine, I guess. Decker gets a bigger slow on her Q, and she gets a bit of a cooldown reduction on her fence, at least like late game, right? Once you level it. And then her ultimate gets a little bit, or this is her ultimate. I don't know why this says secondary. This is her ultimate. Gets a little bit of a damage buff. Decker's pretty good. I'm surprised they're buffing her, to be honest. I am surprised they're buffing her. But it's not crazy huge. Drongo healing grenade goes down a little bit. Little less healing late game, little more at rank 1. Very cool. Bang Shmao. Safeguard. This is his Q, his spell bubble. Little bit longer cooldown on this. Unfortunate. Hamstring gets a little bit less isolation damage. And then Earth Shatter gets less physical power scaling, but more pen scaling. So this will be a buff to Assassin, like at least on the ultimate, right? This is a buff to Assassin Fang Mao, but a nerf if you are building Bruiser. And then this is just a small nerf. I think this is fine. Like minus 4% scaling on Fang Mao E. Like you won't notice that a whole lot. This only really matters, again, if you're hitting someone with like 4 or 5 E's, right? And then this nerf actually does matter a bit. Gideon, he got his shield augment nerfed, which is good. The shield augment was really, really good. What up, Dodo? How's it going, Quaker? The shield augment was really good. It got nerfed. His Q gets nerfed. +1 second cooldown. His right click gets the same thing, +1 second on the cooldown. And then his ultimate gets a little bit added to the cooldown as well. 10 seconds all ranks. So some solid Gideon nerfs. This character will probably still be pretty good. But what is isolation damage? In this game, isolation damage is when you hit a single target with your ability. So like Bellica or Bomb with the augment or Countess right click with the augment is isolation. It's if you hit a single target. Greystone base stat nerfs. This is his E. His E gets a cooldown increase, but a slow increase. Very cool. His jump, bit of a damage decrease. This jump is low-key a broken ability, so that's a good nerf. And then his ult gets +10 seconds, rank 1. Very cool. Grim.exe. A little bit of nerf to the shield augment. This is a really good augment. The healing that you get off of this is pretty nuts, so I like that. What is this? Fixed an issue where instant reload would grant a reset for a short duration after hitting the target if they died, even if GTFO did not kill the target. Interesting. Assault mode, a little bit less attack speed. Very cool. Hira, more healing on her bad augment. Very cool. Chimera. This is a character that got a nerf last patch. Gets another one here. A little bit of a nerf to his Q. And then a nerf to the cooldown on his jump as well. I don't know why they're, like, super nerfing Chimera. Like, they're just making his early game worse. But, like, it's an early game champ. So, I don't know. I don't really get the idea. Quang, lifesteal augment gets worse. His ult augment gets a little worse. His passive has been bugged. It gives you too much. It gives you attack speed too long. And so they're fixing that. Damage on his Q goes down a little bit, and then his ultimate damage goes down a little bit as well. They're just hitting more. Keep in mind, Quang got like 60 damage taken off of his combo last patch, and he's losing another 40 damage to it this patch. So they are nerfing Quang. This character has been very, very good for the last couple months, so I don't blame them for nerfing him. And that's a good thing. Morigesh, a little bit of less healing on her mark, but also a little bit more mana cost. So just an all-around nerf to Mori. Base stats decreased as well. Morn. Attack speed increased, and then his passive gets giga buffed here, bro. His passive, this is a crazy buff to Morn passive. This is like a buff to like jungle Morn or offlane Morn. So the damage now scales with bonus HP, which is crazy. That alone would be crazy. But also, you get bonus attack speed now on this. It already gave you a little bit of a bonus attack speed, but now it goes up, which like isn't crazy. But the fact that you can clear wards a little faster and that first auto comes out faster, like it does matter. This does matter. So this is a crazy buff to Mort. And keep in mind he has that augment that reduces the cooldown of his passive. The low key like jungle Mort might be good, right? Offlane Mort is probably gonna be good. Murdoch buff to shotgun, very cool. Narbash gets more attack speed, very cool. Rampage, he gets a little less regen from his passive, but his jump gets a 2-second cooldown reduction, which is pretty big. That like this is a pretty big buff, even though this small nerf comes in as well. Richter, he gets a bug fix, he gets a little bit less HP, he gets a little less move speed, and then the damage on his ult goes down a little bit. This is fine. Like, this is kind of whatever. This one matters. Like, losing move speed is always going to matter, but about it. Offlane Mort is always good. It's going to be good now. What up, Hollywood? Sev, dude, okay, so they're buffing Severog. I have no clue why, but they are buffing Severog. So they buff his dash augment, which is low-key broken. And then they buffed his execute augment, which is low-key also pretty good. And then they nerfed the ult one, which has become less good. Like, over the last 2 months, people have been using the ult augment on this character considerably less. And a lot of people are starting to use execute. And then a lot of people are starting to use dash aug. So the fact that they're buffing both of these and nerfing the ult one is super weird to me. You're going to see 13-minute max stack Sev now. Pretty close. I mean, you can... I was max stacks at fucking 13 minutes in a game this week on dash aug Sev. I was max stacks at 13. Like, I was like 12 Sev stacks a minute or some shit. I mean, it's crazy. And now you're going to get there, I mean, not a whole lot faster, but a wave faster, right? 30 seconds or 40 seconds faster. It's crazy. Depends what role you want to play, Crow. But then on top of these buffs to his augs, he gets a little bit of less HP, and then he gets a little bit less lifesteal off his passive. Doesn't count you out of truce. Okay, well, I had a game last week where I was full stacks at like 14 minutes in a lane that wasn't a truce. Like, that dash aug is low-key very good. If your goal is to get stacked very quickly, that dash aug is very good. Shimmy gets a buff. Shield gets more. She gets more shield and she gets more damage on her dash. I mean, you guys know I've been testing some Shinbi. I don't know. I think this character is playable at the moment. These buffs really aren't going to change anything about her other than, like, this one matters a little bit, right? 10% extra AP on your shield. Like, that's like an extra 60 shield late game. Not the worst thing in the world. Like, you're not going to complain about it. But I think this character is playable at the moment. Sparrow. I knew this was gonna get bug fixed. I knew this was coming. Sparrow Q is the only fucking dot damage ability in the game that still executes minions. And I knew they were gonna change it. It is disgusting how good her wave clear is, and a lot of that does come off of the fact that her Q can execute minions. And all the other dot damage abilities in the game in like when was that? That was like 1.3. I think that was before the 1.4 patch. But they changed it so that dot damage doesn't execute minions anymore. And they didn't, for some reason, Sparrow Q didn't get included in that. So I knew that was coming at some point. Cooldown on her stim goes up. Her piercing shot gets a little less damage. And then her ultimate gets a little less damage. Probably still pretty good. Big Steve, Bull Rush. This is on his Bull Rush augment, less damage mitigation. Very cool. Doesn't really matter. Passive shield goes down. Very cool. And then they kind of rework his right click here. They take a lot of base damage off of this ability, but then they increase the max HP scaling by 2%, which is a lot. This is a lot. Yeah, like going from 4% to 6%, and this is max HP. This ability is not current HP. It's a max HP ability. Like, that's crazy, man. It will make his wave clear actually slightly worse, but like, it will make this character just win against like Sev or any any people that are building like 2 HP items to start, he will just win. Ult damage goes down a little early game. Very cool. The cooldown of his shield bash also goes up by half a second, which doesn't really matter. But this is a pretty big buff to steal, at least in the offlane. Terra gets a nerf here. Why? I don't know. I don't know why they do some things. But they're nerfing Terra. Like, this character was like okay for one patch, and now they're nerfing her. They nerf all her base stats. They nerf her auto attack. They do buff her axe. The cooldown on this goes down by 2 seconds, rank 1, which low-key, Terra mid might be playable again, because now you have 12-second axe level 1. But I don't know. When they nerf everything else, it's kind of hard to say, because they nerf her ult duration and the cooldown also. Like, I don't know why they're nerfing Terra. I just don't really get it. Like, these nerfs do not make up for this small buff. Like, they don't. I don't know why they're nerfing this champ. Wukong nerfs. These are some big Wukong nerfs too. So they hit his base stats. They hit his auto attack, his E, his red E, his slam. 30% less damage to minions. That's pretty big, right? This is mostly to hurt Wukong offlane, Wukong mid. This matters a lot. Cycle Breaker. This is his blue E. Less base damage, less damage mitigation. Wind Surge. This is his dash. Cooldown increased. His ultimate. This is the passive on his ultimate. Clones do less damage now. They have less HP. Like, these are fairly big Wukong nerfs, at least as far as offlane and mid lane are concerned. In the jungle, he's probably still okay. Yin, more physical power, which is big, and then a little bit more damage on lash kick. I mean, these like small bumps to Yin. This is good. This is a pretty big buff to her first clear. This buff doesn't matter. Yuri. Yuri also gets some more nerfs. Healing goes down on her Q. This is the big nerf here. Less health on the skulls as well. When you pull the souls out of people, the big skulls that float around. Less HP on those is just less damage all around. Longer cooldown on her kunai, on her daggers, and then her ultimate gets a pretty decent damage nerf to it. So pretty big nerfs to Yuri. She'll probably still be okay, but use a calc when calculating your current health bonus on Rena's E in today's YouTube video. I did not need a calc for that, DeFuzz. That was just quick math. I do know calc is short for calculator. That was just quick math. Item changes. So Hunt gets a buff here. Like this is for tank jungles. Tank jungles get a buff. Brutalix nerf, Judgment nerf. Ortis gets a change, so it lasts 1 second shorter, but it gives more move speed. Honestly, probably a buff realistically to Ortis. Yeah, that was good. That was good quick math. I was pretty accurate too. Tranquility buff, big. Faye support incoming. Ashbringer, a little bit of a nerf. Psionic Echo gets a buff here. This doesn't matter. Not the issue with the item. Not what's wrong with it. If this makes it so that you can, ability, auto ability, and your abilities come out faster on certain characters, maybe. Because now you can get 2 autos and you still get the increased time on how fast your abilities come out. Realistically, doesn't matter. Og gets reduced to 16 haste. Precisely 16. Don't know why, but it's 16. Bazzi gets buffed to 20. This is a pretty bad item. So I don't foresee this making it good, personally. Like, the base stats on this item are really good. The passive on this item is really, like, not super good. Earthshaker gets a buff. Very cool. Gaia Greaves gets a pretty big buff here. They add bonus HP scaling to the damage on Gaia Greaves, which is big. This is big. This is like 120% AD scaling, by the way, on Gaia Greaves. Like, this is straight up an extra ability when you hit somebody with this. Which, again, they actually do nerf that. But this is with 6% bonus HP, scaling and 80% base physical power scaling. Like this is kind of gonna hurt when you get hit by someone with Gaia Greaves. So just yeah, it is kind of good. Mist Meadow, physical power buff, not a great item. Overlord, small buff, still also not a fantastic item. True Silver gets nerfed here. Dude, it's so odd, man. Like, I like this item a lot. I think even at 55 power, I just don't think this item is... I think this item is bait, man. I think people buy this item way more than they should be. That is my opinion. I think they buy this item way more than they should be. Elefrost gets a big buff here, by the way. Elefrost, so the passive on Elefrost now does more damage to monsters, to jungle minions, right? The slow increases, the slow duration increases. So this is a big buff to Elefrost, and it makes it like a pretty good first item in jungle. Right now, if you're playing a tank jungle, you're kind of forced to go Fire Blossom first most of the time. Elefrost is going to be a pretty good option now. So just keep that in mind. This is actually going to be pretty good. Buff to Void Hum as well. Very cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the Patcherino. Nothing super duper crazy. There are a couple things that got missed. Truthfully, Bellica. Like, you guys might be asking where the hell Lieutenant Bellica was in these patch notes, and it's because she's not here. She is just mysteriously missing in between Quang and Morigesh. Couldn't tell you why. Like, we nerfed fucking Morigesh, and we didn't touch Bellica. Like, are we on God right now?